Hello everyone, welcome back to our Adventures of Dór Ambaria Twitch stream. This is episode 10. I am the DM, JayRayGM. Thanks for tuning in again. And let's just jump right into it, and we'll go ahead and start off with a recap. It has been 4 weeks since our last game, so a little bit of a time lapse here. But when we last left our heroes, they were heading south from the Hobgoblin war camp run by Merxel the Terrible. The group decided to go to the camp to try and rescue their horses, which were stolen, as well as possibly fulfill the bounty that they saw back in the city of Ravenna for 10,000 gold, the bounty on Merxel's head. With his new trident, the Trident of Iris, Abner made some sick storm clouds and brought lightning down on a bunch of these hobgoblins, while the rest of the party provided support. Sinclair flew up and took out the whole camp. A bunch of well-placed fireballs. Yes. It was smelling like burning goblin flesh for a while there. Until a bunch of them retreated. And you guys were left to sort of scavenge the camp. You recovered your horses. You got a couple magic items, some other loot. And decided to go back, recover your cart, and continue to head south towards Myrtlewood with your horses in tow. Upon driving along the trail through a ravine on your way to Myrtlewood, you guys got ambushed by a group of hobgoblins led by Merxel, the faction that had escaped when you were attacking the war camp. And they attacked you. It was a fierce battle, a really close battle. There were blows on all sides. The Hobgoblin Devastator, who seemed to be trained in arcane magic, delivered a devastating ice storm that knocked out some of the party. And with Abner and Mira both down, the fight started to turn towards the favor of the goblins, and pretty soon they were able to advance and kill some of the goblins that they originally had prisoner, who you guys rescued from the camp, and moved in towards the wagon. With Abner and Mira down, Merxel knocked you down as well, Alara. He climbed into the wagon, and in a rage, this sort of obsessive anger, he struck you down with his greatsword. And as you lie there bleeding out, he drove it in further into your neck to finish the job. As Juliana and Sinclair, you watched helplessly as the life left your friend Alara's eyes. I think there was some more back and forth, but Mira got up from Carmen, I believe, right? With a lay on hands, I think. And you were able to use the last potion that Juliana had. So Juliana then was able to heal Mira, and using the diamond earring that you had acquired in Ravenna previously, you were able to cast the Revivify spell on Alara, delaying her death for now, as Merxel, seemingly none the wiser, took off with his band of goblins, stealing back their wagon, Old Ironsides, as well as their jester, who you guys took, and the wagon full of weapons. So it was a tough loss, and you guys were reeling from that, but everyone's still intact, a little cut up, badly damaged, but kind of just licking your wounds. So that's where we left off. So I will just turn it over to you guys now and ask, what would you like to do? Oh, yes, they stole Eldo. The one goblin who is left alive, the prisoner who you kept, is sort of kneeling over the bodies of Pip and Wirt. It's like, Pip! Wirt! What did they do to you? He's kind of shaking him. Oh, I thought you said, are we live? No, she's up. As the last thing you remember, Alara, was the cold steel in your neck from Ruxel's greatsword, and the light of Arandvidor, the elven afterlife, beckoning to you. But at the last moment, you were pulled away as the light shrunk. You heard the echoing voice of Mira and the rest of your friends, bringing you back to the material plane, and you awaken with a jolt. Take a deep breath. The life pumps back into your chest. You're bloody and everything hurts, but you see your friend Mira on top of you, looking over, holding your face, making sure you're okay, seeing if you're alive. Is oh. Alright. Well, you see Zalber dragging the body of Rurt onto the cart. Sinclair, you kind of knew Rurt vaguely. You've probably met. It's been a while, but he was a member of the Goblin clan that lives nearby, which you do believe you're close to, actually. They've gone through a bunch of names, throughout the years, but you remember them as the Red Rotter clan. And Rurt and Zalber were both members, and it seemed like they had kind of taken Pip into their ranks as well. And Zalber kind of looks to you, Sinclair. He's like, "I'm sorry I couldn't save him, but I'm glad you were here, Sinclair, else I would have been a goner too." Rurt. R-U-R-T. Yes. You're good. It's Goblin dialect. All right. As you are carrying Pip into the trunk, you guys are reminded of when you first met, how he was this... You thought he was this fierce, ferocious goblin with a bow and arrow, shooting at you, and became friends. But now he just looks like a helpless tiny creature. As you guys get everything and everyone ready to go, so the wagon starts going. Zalber hops in the back. Who's driving? Okay. So you can just, if there's only one way to go here, you don't need to roll for that or anything. Okay, that's fine. You're good. So you guys, get going here. Start making some distance on the cart. Who are you talking to? Yeah, well, for most of you, for Mira and Alara, and even you, Abner, you guys just feel naturally lethargic. You just are really tired, um, and you do kind of start to doze off. I mean, you don't have to, but you do feel tired. Okay, nice. Mm-hmm. Nice. Thanks, Arlen. Um, so as Mira begins performing her incantation, her prayer of healing, um, song flies out of your bag, Sinclair, flies over to over your shoulder, Alara, um, and just kind of starts to like lick your wounds a little, like lick up some of the blood. Then she turns her head and looks at you, and she goes, "Kaya," like asking where Kaya is. Song just kind of looks over at you, Abner. Song thought Alara dead. Song saw a sword in Alara's neck. Song no know what Song can do. She's kind of looking at you, casting this prayer of healing, Mira, just like really intently, as she kind of wraps her tail around the back of your neck, Alara. Um, Song sorry. Song flies off, flies over to your shoulder, Mira. It's kind of sulking a little. It's kind of like, Mira fix Alara? Mira bring Alara back to life? Mira, you bring people back to life? Song starts to fly around above your head a little bit, Mira, and starts saying, Lady Mira, even more fierce than Lady Fiona. Song has new master now. No, not Sinclair. She hisses. Goes back on Mira's shoulder. Mira, song whispers something in your ear. Um, that just kind of sounds like gibberish to you. Oh, you know speak, imp? Song tell you later. So at this point, the prayer finishes, so you can all get your hit points back. Nice. It's 13 for everyone then. Okay. Well, you are driving, right? Okay. Sure. Alright, so you're driving now, Sinclair. What are the rest of you guys doing? Okay. Okay. Um, so I don't know if that means you're attempting to get a long rest, Justin, or if you probably could. Um, sorry, short rest is what I meant. Um, I guess wood carving. Well, I mean, you aren't really sure. You can start to try and rest. You're not sure exactly when you'll get there, though. But you can probably wood carve while you do that. That's fine. How about Alara? Did she want to do anything? Okay. Okay. And Juliana? Okay, you can make a perception check. Nice. So the ravine kind of twists and turns a little more, but the rocks that make up the walls of the valley, I guess you could call it, start to get smaller and become more level with the land. You can kind of start to see the ocean as you look out towards the west a bit. There's a nice breeze coming in. Looking behind you, there is a point as you go around a bend here and kind of go up a small hill, get a better vantage point. You see some blips of what looks to be, a wagon and some humanoids walking beside it, going the opposite direction from you guys, and you're pretty confident that that is Merxel and the Hobgoblins a fair distance away, a couple miles in the opposite direction from you guys. Up ahead towards the southwest, you can see what looks to be like just rows and rows of cornfields, pretty much just cornfields and maybe some other, kind of farms that's hard to see from right now. And that's all you see right now, and everything else looks pretty clear, and nothing seems remiss. Yes. With 25, you're sure. I want to do that to you. Grandma, that reminds Song. Song flies over. Oh, Grandma. When Song was in Goblin Camp by herself, Grandma tried to talk to Sinclair, but Sinclair wasn't there. Song not in control. Song doesn't really understand. But yeah, something like that. Like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Okay. It's okay. For Song 2. Song goes back to sleep. Some more time goes by. Nothing really registers on your radar, Juliana. You do appear to be, getting closer to your destination. You do notice some what look to be goblin arrows stuck in the some stuck in the rock formations, others stuck in the tree trunks, of the sparse trees here and there. Zalber's like, oh yeah, close now. Another 3 miles maybe. Zalber's like, oh, you are not coming to the hideout with me? I figured you'd want to stop in and see Thumb. Yeah, and maybe you can explain what happens here. She won't be too happy with me if I come back alone. He says, all right, I suppose. But a little more time goes by, and you do start to see the land start to flatten out a bit, so you're no longer traveling in a sort of ravine. But just before it ends, there is kind of like a trail that looks like it's been cut through the rock. You can't tell if it's like artificial or natural, but that kind of veers off towards the east. And Zalbar points it out, and he says, hideout's just a bit up that way. And Juliana, you can actually see, with that, using that same perception check, that there appears to be two humanoid figures in a bush nearby where Zalber pointed. And they appear to be goblins, and they appear to be relatively well hidden, but you have a trained eye, and it looks like they're watching you. And it doesn't look like anyone else has noticed. Thanks. No, it's all good. Alright, I'll figure it out. I think you guys are just really quiet. And to answer your question, like, 80 feet away. As soon as you draw the bow, you hear in Goblin, "Wait, don't shoot!" Or you hear some yelling in Goblin. Sinclair, you hear that in Goblin. Okay, you see two goblins. It's hard to tell their age. They, look kind of similar in stature, but so the two goblins do come out. It looks like one male and one female, and they come out like with their like hands up, and they kind of look really scared. You do notice, well, actually, Zalber would just shout out, "Roisy Noink, what are you guys doing out here?" And he jumps off the wagon and goes to give him a hug. And you notice they all have like similar red like motifs on like their kind of patchwork leather armor. But Zalber, you notice now just has like some red kind of pigment, maybe from like some berries or something, kind of just smudged across his leather armor. Whereas Rosie and Noink, who he called them, they appear to have more professionally made like shoulder, what do you call it, those shoulder patches that are just like this crimson red color. And then they kind of talk for a little, and then they look over at you, Carmen, and they go to greet you. And it has been a while, but you remember Rosie and Noink as well. Noink was always a good warrior, and Rosie was a good hunter as well. They're valuable members of the tribe. They run over and they say in Goblin, Carmen, we were worried it was more of the bad goblins with Merxel. He came before and they took Vert and they took Zalber. Where's Vert? Is he okay? Oh, Vert! Kind of put their hands up. Zalber, the goblin that is with you guys, says to the two, we brought back Vert and Pip. We should bury them. Is Thome here, or is she in Myrtlewood? And they're like, yes, Thome's here. Why don't you come to the camp, and we will perform the rites. And Zalber just kind of looks at you. It seems like it'll maybe fit. Yeah, it's right down there. Just a couple minutes down that way. At this point, I'll say like an hour has gone by. So you guys can, if you were short resting, you can get the benefits of your short rest. But you do see, where they are sort of directing towards. There's no buildings or anything. There is a small smokestack nearby, but you don't see any buildings unless you look south towards where the farms and the fields are. And that's still some good distance away, like a couple more miles at least. But yeah, roll hit dice if you guys want. Yeah. Oh, is the sound better now? Does anyone know also, by the way? Oh wow, there are 3 people that said that. Maybe I should look at the chat more. No, got too many windows open. Yeah, it's about average. Should bring you close to full. With yeah, I was gonna say. That's a good question. I think it would be. I can't really remember though. I would say it's probably late afternoon approaching evening, if that sounds right to you guys. Oh.
But
Yeah, witness.
yeah, I'll hand it off to someone and say, just say that I sent you here and I'm coming to pick this up.
Oh, okay. I'll take your witness symbol.
I've got 2. It's fine. Actually, 1 might not be working, but
You want the arrow just in case like things go, and like maybe like the binding ball.
I heard 1.
This is why I tried to get the Bluetooth, guys. This is why. I'll just put it around my water and hope that helps.
I'll take. I mean, yeah, sure. I'll take the chains of binding. I've got a poison dagger. I'm kind of weaponed out. I've got a lot of weapons on my person, so.
I mean, like I'll hand you the tradesies. You know, for the witness symbol. I'll hand you the iron bands of binding. I expect those back.
Oh yeah, no, I am not the right person to have this most of the time.
I've grown rather fond of them.
But I'll help them offload the bodies and head over to the goblin encampment.
Okay.
Do I have anything?
And so it sounds like just you're going, Amdra?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I offered if anyone wants to come, but...
Yeah,
if we're going to be interring them, I'll go with you.
Oh, then, no.
You're going to the goblin camp?
I'll keep an eye on him.
Take Abner safely to the inn, and I'll make sure Alara gets some good rest. I will totally, most definitely not hover directly above her bedside while she sleeps.
The most creepy way possible.
I don't do those things where people can see.
Oh, I shout, hey Abner! Abner, don't stab anyone when you enter the inn, as I'm walking away.
You don't stab people with axes. You slash.
You've got a trident!
Pitchfork?
Yeah.
Yes, you stab people with pitchfork.
You can stab them 3 times at once.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a trident.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys, the rest of the group is taking the wagon to Myrtlewood, and Sinclair is going with the goblins to the camp.
And Mira.
With Mira.
And Mira. Okay.
I wanted to go with Sinclair, yeah.
Okay, alright.
So
Okay.
I'm driving everybody else to...
Splitting the party, what could go wrong?
Yeah. Wait, John, don't be like that.
Don't
What? I didn't say
that.
You need a long rest, John. I swear to God.
So you guys take the cart along the trail towards Myrtlewood. You're passed by just like some generic tiny looking farmhouses, but it seems like acres and acres of land. As you pull the cart through, Abner, you kind of notice, looking around, the crops here look, well, I guess it would be past the harvest right now, or at least during harvest. But the crops that, you do see some still being harvested, and they look small. The fields look sparse. As the wagon goes through this trail, the ground seems just really dry and arid. You see a few kind of peasants, common folk, walking along the side of the road. They're all kind of staring at you and your shining armor and your giant weapons and things. And they all look just like really kind of impoverished and not very well off.
Leave it to goblins to not know how to crop rotate. Stupid beings.
Jesus, Abner. I'm gonna murder this microphone.
But anyway, you guys have a little bit more to go before arriving in the town proper of Myrtlewood.
Is Abner driving?
Oh, I figured I'd hop up and shotgun.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean.
I assumed you were still driving.
Sinclair was
Okay. That's why I asked. I assumed I was still driving.
Well, Sinclair's gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
if you want to drive, if you demand the reins. Sure.
Well, considering that, the axe beak did bite you, and your horse tried to bite you, yes.
Okay, first of all, that axe beak really liked me when I had food, and this horse is the only one that didn't try to bite me yet. So, I'd say relationship so far, not terrible. But, 2 at once is a lot, so...
Well, I mean, maybe they're off-put by that silver spoon in your mouth.
I would like to activate my dagger of venom. Please.
Moving on. So Sinclair, you follow the goblins over to their camp. It's not far from where you were. They're 15 minutes of walking or so before you start to sort of hear the sounds and smell the bad smells of goblin camp. Sounds like some simple like drums are playing. You hear some goblin chatter back and forth. As you get closer to the camp, you see a warg just kind of sleeping. He looks friendlier than the ones you've encountered in recent days. As you approach the camp, the trail that you were following kind of winds to the left and back around. So you kind of go a little bit back towards the direction you came in, and the camp is kind of nestled in like this other sort of smaller rock formation near the ravine. But it's like an enclosed sort of quarry almost. And there's some campfire set up, some tents set up. They're roasting what appears to be like a wild boar on this spigot right now. There's this big bugbear with one arm that is much larger than his other ones, who you remember as a Glugbug, who is their strongest warrior and Thom's right-hand man. He's kind of like an enforcer. And with his one arm, as he sees you walk in, he kind of looks over and he says, Sinclair! And he goes and runs over and gives you a big hug, almost knocking you over.
I think Carmen was like bracing for it. She knew it was coming.
Yeah. But he's big, and Carmen's not short either, but he's the biggest bugbear you've ever seen by far. He is a hunk of a bugbear. And then Zalber, next to you, he goes and gives Zalber a hug too, and picks him up and almost squeezes the eyes out of their sockets. As Thome walks over, who's clearly the boss of these goblins. She is wearing these leathers and these furs that look much more regal, much nicer. I can actually move you over because I do have a map for this.
Why?
And yeah, they just come over and greet you. And Thom says, "Well, young lady, it's been quite some time. It's good to see you again. And where have you been?"
I was on my first pilgrimage. I know it took a lot long. I know I said I'd be gone for like 2 months, and then it's been a year.
Oh, those silly human religions of yours.
Hey, come on.
I kid. Your godfather was always a devout man, and I guess he set a good example. But I didn't realize it would take so long, especially since your little girlfriend came around the other day as well. I was surprised that you weren't with her.
Carmen's.
This is all in
face.
Goblin, by the way. I mean, obviously.
Oh
but...
yeah. No, Carmen's face though. What Mira's seeing is like turns significantly more pink at the cheeks. At the little girlfriend comment. And I respond. Does she look okay? Is she doing all right?
She was a bit frazzled. She was very interested in the sage stone over there, as you can see. And you look at the direction she's pointing in, and there is in the center of the camp, almost like it almost kind of looks like a dig site. Like there's this big like grayish rock with like blue hints to it, almost like these blue like crystals that are kind of embedded in it. And there are kind of like pickaxes lying around. There's brushes and things, crates and wheelbarrows. And there's one goblin just kind of examining the area, looking around. But yes, she was Rosalind. She seemed a bit frazzled. She was going on something about how the magic of her family was becoming out of sync with what was the word she used? The life rift, something to that degree. And she kept making comments about needing to head to the first temple. It was all very strange, but she seemed very, very frazzled, and she didn't stay for long, but she did take a liking to that stone.
She's always been a little bit more curious than for her own good. Well, I guess I'll let my friends know. I've got a friend who's a researcher, kind of, sort of part historian, part researcher. She'd be pretty interested in hearing about that, I think. Well.
Oh, well, I'm glad you've made friends. And who is this? I'm sorry, my manners. And she goes to introduce herself to you, Mira.
This is Mira.
Sounds
Mira's
like,
a cleric.
Just speaking in Goblin.
Yeah, she's
Everybody is speaking gibberish.
I'm afraid that she speaks. Mira, what do you speak? That's said in common.
Oh, God. Okay, hold on.
Deep
Common.
speech.
No, I do not speak that. No. Aquan and Dwarvish. Sorry. And I don't think anyone here speaks Aquan.
Yeah, I'd say she speaks Dwarvish in common, for the most part.
Thom kind of looks at you, Mira, and it goes, "Thom! Wawa! Welcome!" Like she's trying to speak common.
Nice.
Mira, thank you.
Half the people in town speak Goblin. It's not really a problem here.
Glugbug.
Sorry, I did not think that would be an issue.
The giant bugbear goes, "Mira!" And he picks up something, or it seems like he was holding something slimy in his hand, and he reaches out, seemingly giving it to you, gesturing for you to take it.
Thank you. And she will take it, but grudgingly.
Okay. He has 2 of these like gray masses of what looks to be some sort of like meat or flesh or like some organ or something, and he takes the one he was holding and he just throws it in his mouth, and like these gray juices get all over his face and his bugbear fur, and he's looking at you, waiting for you to eat yours.
I just had a near-death experience. I'm not very hungry. Thank you.
Thome kind of looks to you, Sinclair. She's like, "What? She doesn't want any warg liver? It's the best around."
I say to him, yeah, she just got like nearly disemboweled. Her stomach's pretty messed up right now.
Alright, well, how about for you, dear?
I told you once.
You used to love it when you were a kid.
Yeah, but I cook it. You know, I have to cook it. My digestive tract is not prepared for raw meat. Also, when I made you eat my food, you cried.
Well, we don't like to bring that memory up.
Because I'm imagining spicy food is probably a forte of T.
Because anyway, Zalber, I'm glad to see you safe and sound. I'm sorry to hear that Pip and Rurts didn't make it as well, but it's good that you've brought them back. We will no doubt have to perform the ceremonial rites in honor of their noble sacrifice. Tell me, did they die in battle? And Zalber just kind of nods, and he says, "Then it's settled. We'll perform the ceremonial rites at dawn tomorrow in honor of Pip and Rurt to appease Mag-Buliet. Sinclair, you're welcome to join us, as are your friends, of course." Looking to you, Mira.
I translate that real quick. Yeah, I have to head back into town afterwards. The rest of my party is getting some rooms at the inn. I gotta fill them in, and then I've gotta go see my mom and dad.
Okay. Of course, yes. I know it's been a while since you were home, so I'm sure you want to get back to your family. One thing before you go, though. Do you know anything about this? And she kind of... Oh, she's gone.
Surprise! Do you think about this?
I'm so sorry about that.
No.
Thematically timed.
Hey. So I don't know what the last thing you heard was, but,
I forgot to tell you.
yeah, Thome was like, "One more thing, do you know anything about this?" And she gestures you to walk over to the stone they have in the ground, and you see like a satchel, like a leather or burlap kind of small little pouch just resting on top of the rock. And she says to you in Goblin, "Rosalind left this here and said it was very dangerous and said not to touch it until she comes back. It's been 3 days now, and I'm getting kind of worried, though. I'm not sure... do you know what this might be?"
Well, you know, give me 1 second, and I, like, reach into my bag and grab out my daggers to, like, slip under the bag to open it up inside without touching it.
Okay. So as you kind of get close to the stone, Sinclair, you can see that, yes, there are, like, these crystals kind of inside of it, but there also look to be these bluish-white, almost like writing looks to be on it. And it looks like it's been eroded from the weather over time, and also kind of chipped away at from whatever mining the goblins might have been doing around here. But you know, you've kind of seen, like, you've got glances at, like, some arcane glyphs before, and there's something going on with this stone.
Hey, I want to call Mira over because she can remember anything that she can see within 30 days. Hey Mira, can you come over here and take a look at this? Do you think you'll be able to copy it?
I should be able to. I think I have some paper. Yeah, and I will take a look at it.
Sure. So, like I said, you kind of see just fragmented bits of, like, arcane runes and, sigils. There's nothing really complete that you recognize as a, word in any language, really. It just kind of looks like a lot of, charts and equations and things, or at least parts of them. You can try and copy down what you can gather, although it's not a complete picture.
Okay.
I don't know if you have. I assume you have like parchment or something to do that with.
Yeah.
But just go ahead and, just for the sake of this, make a performance check for me with disadvantage.
Oh God. Performance. Okay.
Or you could do. It doesn't have to be. You could do. You could do performance with intelligence if that helps, instead of charisma.
Couldn't you just take the parchment and go whoosh 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 whoosh?
If it goes up in flames.
Oh yeah, that
I'm
would
not
be
there.
bad.
I'm not there.
Yeah. Okay. Performance is actually better. So.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Still at disadvantage though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 16, not
Holy
bad.
shit!
Yeah.
Still a 16.
Yeah. So it's you do the best you can, and you think you've done a pretty good job of recreating what you can see, just in chalk, in your notebook. And then Sinclair, you said you were doing something with the pouch as well. You said you were cutting it or something.
Before I open it, I would like to use Divine Sense.
Oh my own. All right, that's okay.
Do you have any left on those?
Yeah,
No,
do you
I
have any?
haven't
That's a good
used-
question.
I haven't used Divine Sense all day, but it does tell me. I mean, I can just pop it in the chat. No, that was lay on hands.
Celestials,
I'm sorry.
fiends, or undead.
As well as if something has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hollow spell.
Okay.
Celestial, fiend, or undead. Good or evil.
You sense 3 undead in the sack, which is about the size of your fist, and this entire dig site is consecrated.
I put.
Oh no, I'm sorry, desecrated. Desecrated.
I put my daggers back in my bag. I step back like 10
Thumb's
paces.
like, what? What's wrong?
And I say to Thumb, tell everyone to get the fuck away from that thing. Hey,
What are
Mira,
you talking? That's
what
just the Sage Stone. That's been here since we've lived here.
No, the bag, Thumb. That bag is bad news.
The
Bad
bag?
news.
But Rosalind said it was dangerous, but how
there are-
dangerous is it?
Okay, I don't. You know what? Can I make a roll? Can I talk you into a religion check instead of an arcana check on whether this thing is some kind of undead that I have heard of?
Amdra, make a persuasion check.
What are you trying to do?
Okay, it's a small bag with 3 undead in it, which doesn't sound like a good idea, especially.
So you just want to figure out what this could possibly be?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you roll a religion check. Sure.
Thank you. I'm so much better at religion. 15.
Okay. Oh man. With a 15. Medium. I would say you have heard of undead creatures whose forms and shapes are what's the word? Malleable, maybe? And can kind of don't necessarily need to take a physical form. You think it's something like that rather than just like a little ant-sized zombie, if that helps.
Yeah, well, and the fact that this whole area has been desecrated is enough that Carmen is like, nope, fuck this shit. This is over. This is higher than my pay grade.
It does evoke kind of thoughts of like a phylactery or something like that, where like some sort of undead, a soul or something, is stored in a container that's much smaller than what it actually is.
Like the flame skull that we fought and we destroyed the phylactery of.
Mm-hmm.
But this whole dig site has been desecrated, which is a religious term for cursed, essentially. So let's not stand right next to it. Please, Mira, step away.
Glugbug kind of looks back and forth at you, Sinclair, and over at Thumb. He goes, Glugbug smash! Glugbug smash, Sage Stone?
No, not the Sage Stone.
Evil Stone?
The small bag. Don't smash it. Don't touch it. Rosalind was right. Hey, y'all. Someone make a painting of me saying Rosalind was right. But
song starts going. Rosalind was right. Rosalind was right.
Yeah, I was asking for it. I was asking for it. Yeah, that thing is dangerous, and we maybe need to get my mom or dad here. They're better at this than I am.
Oh, you think it's that bad? I mean, I'm sure Rosalind wouldn't willingly put us in any danger.
Oh, she probably didn't think she was putting you in danger. She probably thought this was the only safe place for it.
Oh.
The Sage Stone is right there, and you're all pretty well hidden, and you're all pretty non-talkative when it comes to crazy outsiders, at least. So you probably would have been the best hands to put it in.
I suppose you're right. So what do we do now?
Tell the kids not to play in the quarry anymore?
I'll do that. He goes, hey kids! And then,
Just imagining, like, that was a thing up here, that kids would go camping in caves and stuff.
Yeah. Glugbug helps some of the other goblins carry Pip and Rurt, over to a tent and starts to kind of begin the dressings and what have you, whatever the goblins do to bury their dead in honor of Maglubiet. Thome reminds you that they'll have a ceremony in the morning tomorrow if you'd like to come by, and you're welcome to stay as long as you'd like, however.
I think I'll come by tomorrow morning, bright and early.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to bring one of my parents with me?
Thome gonna look around. Maybe we leave them out of it for now. I don't want to bring down Molly's wrath over here. She kind of is looking nervous. Or whatever you think.
Yeah, I'll think on it. Oh, and at the very least, I can bring my friend. I have a friend in town who's really freaking smart. So she might be able to figure stuff out more than I can. Mira might have a better idea too. But we know it's bad, and we know touching it is probably a good thing. Touching it is a good way to die, potentially. So, yeah.
Well, very well. We'll be here if you need anything, but feel free to don't need to rush out. We have plenty of warg liver if you guys are feeling hungry. Okay, so let's as you guys we'll jump back over as you arrive in Myrtlewood. The rest of you, Juliana, Alara, and Abner. The farms start to the town itself is just kind of built in the center of where most of these farms meet, it seems like. And there are really only a handful of buildings. probably a dozen or somewhere between 12 and 20 around there. Mostly like kind of just little farmhouses. You do see what looks to be a temple, a proper temple. Nothing like extremely ornate and fancy, but the sign reads above the door, Church of Knave, Chapter 6. And the building itself is just kind of made of this gray stone and wood. There is a smaller wooden building. It's almost like a longhouse, sort of attached to it. And there's no kind of signs on that or anything. It just kind of looks like a home. There are some shops. You see a blacksmith shop that's called Flint and Steel. There's what looks to be like some sort of town master's hall or manor or something like that. But the biggest building and the most notable one that catches all your attention immediately, it kind of distracts from everything else, is this towering what appears to be, what you can only assume is the Weishart Inn that Carmen has spoken so much about. The building itself doesn't look like it should be able to stand architecturally on its own. It's so it's at least like a 4 or 5 story building, but each floor kind of looks like a Lego piece from a different set that doesn't look like it belongs, and there's pieces jutting out like a Jenga board. The first floor kind of looks normal, kind of like a wooden tap room. But then the second floor, there are these strange glowing blue stones that kind of jut out. Above that, there's a similar square, or similar to the first floor, similar square block. And don't feel like you need to write all this down early. I see you going crazy over there.
I'm doing it because I'm trying to get the proper image, because this sounds like something I want to paint.
Okay. But it's not aligned with the floor below it, so it kind of like juts out from the second floor. The fourth floor is like a red barn almost, where one side is open and actually looks like there are these strange trees that look to be tropical almost, which does not match the climate that you're in at all. So it's like half of a roof and then kind of just open out on one side into what appears to be greenery. And there's vines, flowing down. Above that, there's kind of a circular, what's the word? The top of a castle tower or something like that, with sorry, my verbiage for architecture is terrible, as you guys have probably picked up right now. But like a castle roof with the little things to shoot arrows behind and to use for cover or whatever. It's kind of like a half semicircle of that jutting out, kind of on an angle above the tropical sort of area, and then sort of above and next to that is a roof. Triangular, pointed, kind of curved down to the edges. Looks to be made of straw and sheetrock, essentially. And there are 2 windows in the side of that roof here that kind of look like it makes eyes, with the open side of the forest level being like a mouth. And You can also see what look to be these little creatures flying out of the open level and just kind of swarming around the tower. Look to be little fairies and some birds and things like that. And as you guys are all kind of taking this in, the ground starts to rumble a little bit. But the people, the townsfolk, like I said, they seem pretty squalor. They don't react to this at all. And you guys are just kind of like, what the hell is going on? I don't know if you guys wanted to do anything at this point, because I've been talking for a while, but feel free to cut me off. Or I could just keep describing what happens.
Juliana, we are not hiring any builders from this village. Castle.
Yeah, but look at that. That's like a rooftop garden in the middle.
I'm pretty sure I can push that thing over. Entire building.
I almost want you to try, because I bet you it's super duper stable and that they've done a really... I have a decent eye for architecture. And while it doesn't look like it fits, it fits. I mean, you felt whatever the hell just happened just now, right? Snow spooked a little bit, and yet it's still standing.
You guys hear as the ground continues to shake. You notice the building, the Weishart Inn itself, is shaking the most of everything. And a whistle that you can now see, that you notice is like attached to the side of the second floor, starts to sound off. It sounds like a train whistle, and you can actually see it, and there's like this white hot steam coming out of it. I'm not going to do it because I can't whistle very well, but again, like the whole town, all these buildings are shaking violently now, and the townsfolk don't even seem bothered, as the inn seems to be getting taller, and before you know it, the bottom floor begins to lift off of the ground itself, and you guys can see bits of dirt and rock start to kind of fall off the bottom, and at first you think it might be floating or flying away or something, but as it raises more and more, you start to see looks to be these two like iron structures, which appear to be elongating and lifting the entire building up. They look like kind of like pipes, definitely made of metal, kind of like patchwork. You see some liquids dripping out of one of them, and a gnome kind of quickly runs underneath it, and just kind of starts patching up, like with some Flex Seal or something, where that part is leaking. And then you realize now, with the facial features of that appear to be on the side of this inn, these two pipes start to look like legs, and when the building stops and gets to its highest point, one of the pipes lifts itself up from the ground and moves, and the entire inn starts to move across the town square to an entire different position. And again, this seems like a normal occurrence because no one is really reacting. But what's also interesting is as the inn starts to move, like a patch of dirt the patch of dirt that sat underneath it begins to start rapidly growing these trees. And they appear to mostly be fruit trees. As you see, they start to grow and start to bear fruit, and you're unsure what type of fruit it is right away, but it looks to be oranges as you give it a moment. And this happens in like the matter of 20 seconds. Like a tree grows, and oranges sprout, and some more gnomes and some other humanoids as well come over and start to collect them. and the inn walks over to the other side of the town square, stepping right over you guys. You guys see it go over your head, cast a big shadow. You could see underneath, his nether regions, as there's a similarly sized empty plot of land on the other side, and the inn, just as easily as it got up, the metal pipes plant themselves back into the ground, and the inn starts to lower as the whole ground continues to shake once more until the inn plops and everything is quiet, back to normal once again. And then they start to carry the oranges and the boxes back into the inn.
Yeah, it's official. I hate this place.
You cannot tell me that that was not the most amazing thing. Okay, we're definitely hiring that builder. For sure.
Why?
Did you... Okay, first of all, did you see how it just pooped out orange trees?
Yeah.
Like...
In the terrible soil that it has, it's probably taken up all the nutrients from all the other farms.
Okay, or it could be pooping out nutrients that are awesome enough that it grows a full-grown fruit tree in approximately, I don't know, how many seconds did you say?
We have Mira with our staff.
It's like 30 seconds.
20 seconds? I was like, I wrote it down. I was
Mira
going
can
so
do
hard.
that and, cultivate an entire field in a matter of a day.
Well, yeah, but that's not the same. But Admiral, that whole building just up and moved. I'm gonna look back.
But
What's
if
the
I was
larger?
drunk in there, I probably would have spilled my beer.
It could be, the building didn't follow your beer. Might just stay. It might just be a whole magic thing. Did
Exactly.
Alara see any of this wild?
Magic.
That's a good question. What is Alara doing?
She's actually, with her eyes closed, still meditating. Seemingly oblivious to anything else around her.
Okay. Okay. Maybe I should lower my voice. It looks like she's sleeping. She's sleepy, but she's doing like her meditation thing. But this is incredible. That was the coolest.
Scary.
Because Laura is trying to rest. And to be honest, I just like freaked out a lot. I'm lowering my heart rate by lowering my voice. I think. I'm really still freaking out. That whole building just moved and it pooped out orange trees, man.
Exactly my point. Why are we whispering?
I don't want to spook it.
Building?
Did you see that? Yeah, man.
I'm pretty
It
sure
moved,
I can take
it
it.
whistled.
You
No
take
one
out
is
one.
phased.
You take out one leg, and that thing just
You
goes
know-
crashing down.
Sinclair told us to, go to the inn. That thing's an inn. I mean, yeah, I want to be in there. But,
In there?
I mean, it's settled,
'Cause
right?
it's an
It's
inn.
like, it nestled back in.
Too many in puns.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's stationary now.
Tell me why it took you until you saying that for me to understand. I'm real slow tonight, guys.
No, you're good.
And I didn't even know what I was doing. Here I am making in puns. I don't even know what I'm doing. So,
I can
we
move you
approach?
guys over here also. So like I said, the town itself is pretty normal looking, besides the Weishart Inn.
Okay.
And I did say there were a couple other buildings as well. So let me just double check.
Don't describe too hard. Keep my fingers up.
No, it's just
It was
like,
like 2 pages.
the orphanage, the Temple of Knave, there's the blacksmiths, the general store, and then everything else is just like residences, pretty much.
So you think that's the inn that Sinclair was talking about when she told us to go to the inn?
God, I hope not.
God, I kind of hope so.
I don't.
Do you think that, on the inside, it's just stable? Or do you
It's-
think the whole inside moves when it moves?
It's probably ridiculous. It's magic. God only knows.
Do you think you can hear the whistle from the inside? Why does it move? Why does it poop out orange trees? This is really what's getting... Is there anyone over by the orange trees?
Yeah, there are some people collecting the oranges and putting them in crates.
I'm gonna... Just hold on the fort for like 1 second. I'm gonna run over to the people with the orange trees.
Okay. There's a young gnomish man. Goes, so, oh, yes, hello.
Hi. I'm a friend of, oh gosh, it feels weird to say, Sister Carmen Sinclair.
Oh,
I'm gonna flash her little badge.
The Sinclairs, yes, the great family.
Yeah,
I just saw Molly earlier.
Molly?
Sure, I thought you were a friend of,
Well, I
Carmen's.
mean, I wasn't there for the conversation approximately 2 minutes ago when Molly
don't know
was
Molly?
name-dropped just like that. I mean, I know... she talks more about the kids at the orphanage than she really does. I mean, it's usually, like, my parents in passing. They're just, like...
I
there's not a lot of,
see.
like,
This,
names.
must be your first time here, then.
It is.
Well, welcome to Myrtlewood.
What's with... Is this, like, a legitimate orange? Can I buy an orange from you?
Yeah, sure. He just kind of looks around and he says, Baldric's not around, so there's plenty here. Just, feel free to take one. Just don't tell him I let you.
Okay, I'm gonna give him 5 silver.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take 5 oranges.
Okay. Says, oh, thank you.
Yeah, it'll be our secret. So, where...
Make a slight handshake.
Sinclair's, like, going home.
I'll send you to jail for stealing oranges at level 7.
I got these tools. Bring it. Just kidding. I've literally never opened anything with these tools. Sinclair busts it open. That's what happens. I try and then she's like, bitch. So like if like Sinclair's gonna meet us in a little bit, where would you suggest us waiting for her? She's making a quick stop.
I don't know, Sister Carmen personally. Yeah, I have no idea. I've only just met you.
Okay, that's fair.
Most people go to the Weisharden.
Okay. It's if I get in there, it's not just gonna like get up and move again.
Oh no, not till tomorrow.
Oh, okay. It's just a daily thing?
Twice a day. Once in the morning, once at night.
Does it poop other kinds of fruit?
It can. Mostly just oranges, though. Baldric says, well, to make his famous, Weiss beer, he needs oranges.
Ooh. Okay. But he can, like, decide.
You'd have to take it up with the man himself. It's been oranges since I've lived here.
That's fine. I'm sorry for being rude.
No,
my name
not at all.
is Juliana. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, my name is, Polly Malone. Nice to meet you.
Can you say that for me again?
He said my name's Polly Malone.
Just making sure I heard you right.
Juliana, are you paying for those oranges that just sprouted into existence?
Okay, first of all, I was collecting one for everyone. Second of all, I was actually just paying him for his silence while I took oranges, but sure, I guess
out of the ground.
And it's, I mean, technically not my fruit, so I didn't want to,
Polly's
assume,
like,
but I really want one.
Since you seem really interested, sometimes the oranges do get a little weird. Sometimes they don't taste right, sometimes they're purple. But this batch seems pretty good.
Oranges get weird.
Sometimes even then he leans forward. They say sometimes strange creatures fly out of the third floor of the in there. You see with the palm trees?
Yeah?
Yeah. I've seen one myself, actually.
What kind of strange creatures?
Looked like it was a couple weeks ago. Some big wingspan. Looked like leathery wings. Tiny body. Maybe had to be at least a 6-foot wingspan. And it let out a horrible shriek. My wife says I'm crazy, but I saw it.
Got it.
Baldric, he gets up to some strange magic. I can tell you that much. But he keeps the town afloat. You know, he's the only one that can really provide a reliable source of food and water for everyone, and he gives back to the community a lot. So we tolerate him, and we do what we can.
Well, I thank you very much, and we can
Yeah,
just
you should
find
meet him. He's quite a character. He owns the
Yes,
place.
he's just inside.
He usually is.
All right, I'll go introduce myself. Thank you,
Yeah, of course.
Polly Malone. I was like, I wrote this down. I know I did. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Good luck with your oranges. I hope they're not too weird.
Ever,
come on.
Yeah. Oh, there's also if you bring the wagon back to the back of the inn, there are some stables. You could just pull right in.
Perfect. You know what? I'm gonna flip him another silver.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
No, I'm gonna.
Then
Best. Thank you. It's my silver spoon.
you hear a voice from across the way from the temple. The door is now open, you can see, and you see another gnome. This one has gray hair and like these weird looking glasses, but like these nice robes, and you hear him go like, "Hey, Polly, we need your help over here in the temple. There's some business." And Polly's like, "Yeah, I'm coming, Dad." And he goes over.
Yeah, you know it. That was beautiful. What an accent. John, we've been blessed tonight.
I can't do a lot of accents, but I've been watching The
was
Sopranos lately, so.
Worth it. 100% worth it.
So, what are you doing at this point, Mira and Sinclair? Are you guys just chilling there, or are you on your way back?
I just realized, sorry, I was muted. I'm pretty sure we're walking our way back.
Okay.
The weather is nice. We're relatively close to town, and I'm armed to the teeth.
Yeah, nice.
Yep, just decompressing from near-death experience.
Yeah. Okay, so it is starting to get a little bit dark, but you guys, you have plenty of time to make your way back. As you are getting close to the town, Mira, you can start to see what I described earlier, the large tower, the large inn. And as you're on the outskirts, you actually can feel the ground rumbling a bit, and you can see the building seem to get larger and shift slightly. With your passive perception, you could tell that definitely. Even though it's pretty far away.
Sinclair, what is that?
It's the inn. It's kind of like a hotel, but small town.
No, I figured that much, but the fact that it is moving is not normal.
Oh, yeah, that's the Weishart Inn. Mr. Weishart is a sorcerer. A real old school adventurer. Straight up, I'm just gonna give you a heads up. He flirts with every goddamn thing with a pulse.
Looking forward to it, John.
I mean, he'll back off if you tell him to, but like, he's got a lot of kids, and very few of them are related to each other through the mother.
Oh, okay.
So as you guys make your way into town, you want to take a break here?
Yeah.
Cool. You want to say 10 after? 10:10?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Good with everyone? Jeff, that sound okay to you?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Alright, I'll see you guys in like 15 minutes then.
Sounds good.
Alright, we will be right back.
Lady Juliana is a young human woman with shoulder-length black hair and green eyes who hails from the noble house of Amberlash. After the death of her mother during childbirth, she was raised by her grandmother in an apothecary outside of the city of Ravenna. She grew up playing in the large herb garden and chatting with customers. At age 14, her grandmother passed away, and Juliana returned to the Amberlash estate to live with her father, 3 older brothers, and new stepmother. But life was very different. The people of the court were cold and distant and didn't always say what they meant. An attempted kidnapping changed her when she turned 16 and left her with a thin scar across her right cheekbone. Her naive view of the world became more suspicious. She began lessons in combat as to never be in such a helpless position again. At 20 years old, she left the estate and the pressures of the court to join a party of adventurers in Phandalin. After multiple adventures together, she began to deeply care about her new friends. After dealing with one such experience with the wyvern, Juliana found and kept a petrified wyvern egg, which she affectionately named Gilbert and kept with her at all times. After all of these dangerous exploits with these people that she had grown to truly love, one of her friends was killed by a dragon, and the guilt nearly broke her. If not for the support of her companions, it would have. She promised herself that she would never watch another friend die. Juliana parted ways with her party for a few weeks and returned to the town of Thunder Tree, where the dragon had lived, to help rebuild it for her people. On the way there, under mysterious circumstances, the wyvern egg hatched. She stayed in Thunder Tree until she encountered some of the Amberlash Rangers who escorted her back to the estate. A letter arrived with an invitation from Marlowe to attend the Harvest Festival in his hometown of Hobblehill, and Juliana promptly left to attend. And so began her adventures in Dór Ambaria.
Mira Waverunner has spent her entire life on the Silver Sea, first as a member of the merchant vessel, the Waverunner, and later as the navigator of the infamous pirate ship, the Devil's Trident. After a tumultuous courtship and many high seas hijinks, Mira fell in love and married her crew's habitual pursuer, Paladin of Moradin by the name of Talia Stoneleigh. Though Mira had left her life of piracy behind, her captain, Gideon Valente, beseeched her for one last voyage, a voyage that would ultimately result in the crew turning on one another, and Mira being tossed overboard and lost at sea. Wounded by her own captain, and her mind broken by the very object she'd been tasked to find, Mira wandered for nearly a year on the Isle of the Tidecolors where she'd washed up. Eventually, she stumbled across an ancient, forgotten, primordial city that housed a very ancient primordial goddess. This goddess, JayRay, healed Mira and charged her to seek out those who would circumvent the line between life and death. Now a newly minted cleric of the Grave Domain, Mira set out to find her love and fulfill her promise to return. But upon returning home to Dark Harbor, she found the city razed and her love nowhere to be found. With a chance encounter on her way north, she joined Marlowe and another paladin, Carmen Sinclair, as they went north to Hobblehill to celebrate the Harvest Festival. As a water genasi, Mira is used to attracting attention. Add in her impressive height and long white hair, and it's all but impossible for her to blend into a crowd. Ever the pragmatist, Mira has no interest in serving as anyone's moral compass. For this ex-pirate, morality is subjective, and she's far more interested in protecting herself and those that have earned her loyalty. And for Mira, that loyalty is lifelong.
Carmen Sinclair was born and raised in the 22nd orphanage of the Witnesses of Nave. Her parents, Molly and Rowan Sinclair, lived lives of bloodshed and pain. Therefore, Rowan was determined that his children would never live such lives. Molly continued working as a paladin, leaving Myrtlewood for months at a time. In Myrtlewood, those that are turned away everywhere made a home. The abnormal is a common sight, as the old orphanage created the town to house those that grew up and decided to stay. Carmen barely stood out at all, despite magenta skin and bone-white horns. For the first 10 years of her life, Carmen was expected to study to become a cleric like her father, but in secret would go to the Goblin Enclave nearby, where she would train under her mentor Thom. By the time she was 10, she could take down men twice her size. 9 years ago, her mother was permanently injured while protecting a town from retaliation from a logging company. Suddenly, the orphanage had a blood-stained, bona fide hero teaching the children the wonders of the outside world. Where once there were future lawyers, clerics, and farmers, now stood adventurers to be. In town, at the Weishart Inn, she fell in love with Roslyn, the daughter of a sorcerer who had a hard time turning anyone down for a romp. But when they were 18, they had to call it off when Roslyn's mother returned to town, asking to bring her to the elven village where the other half of her family lived. Carmen heard the same call as her mother did at 19, and she became a paladin shortly before her pilgrimage that all official witnesses took. Her godfather, Carmichael Malone, sent her to a pub to find a helpful job, resulting in her signing up to protect a caravan heading through dangerous territory, which turned out to be a far more advanced quest than her family had had in mind. Eventually, the party ran into danger that they were not ready to face. A dragon named Venenfang was preparing to kill her friends, and so she called upon the powers owed to her by her blood and sealed a pact with her grandmother, the succubus named Cathalis. With the infernal powers at her disposal, she was able to cause enough damage to ground the dragon, and Juliana finished him off. This was not without cost, as her grandmother stole away the body of Rook, their hobgoblin friend, before they could resuscitate him. After helping save the town finances and restoring the mines to their former glory, Carmen was at a loss with what to do for the rest of her year-long pilgrimage. So she decided to stick around with her friends, making a few new ones along the way. As they traveled, she began to feel her grandmother's wants and desires pushing her further from the light. In a moment of impulsivity, she drank enchanted waters from the Feywilds, hoping for a vision of her family. Instead, she unwittingly damaged her connection to her goddess. Now, she has no idea what will happen to her next, as she seeks out the people she knows and prays might be able to help her.
Taken from the Journal of Alara Venris. She is an abjuration wizard, a moon elf, with long flowing white hair, which comes down to her waist. It gently cascades over her beautiful charcoal-colored skin. She has bright, piercing white eyes that sparkle as she smiles. Her father would say the very spitting image of her mother, whom she never knew, and whose disappearance is still a mystery. She writes the following. My father was given the unenviable task of raising me alone for most of my life. I only remember tidbits about my mother, the spell of dewberry blossoms, and an elven lullaby which I hummed to myself often. Father rarely spoke of mother, but says I have her knack for communing with nature in the most unusual ways. Not surprising, since most of my early childhood was spent outdoors in the wilderness where our small home resided. It wasn't until much later when I realized we were living in complete seclusion. My father's work wasn't looked upon with very much favor, as it involved some taboo necromancy magic. His studies, however, focus more on the benefits of necromancy to aid, recover, and protect life rather than the darker applications normally associated with this type of magic. Upon researching my father's notes, I have come to the very same conclusion. Reminiscing about my father is always pleasant, as it reminds me of the very first time I saw my father smile. It occurred one day while I was playing outdoors. I met an unusual being named Kaya. What I didn't know is that Kaya was a familiar, and that I had conjured her. Well excited about my new and only friend, I introduced her to Father. As he turned towards us and began to realize what occurred, it happened. There was a twinkle in his eye, his countenance began to glow like never before, and finally that awkward twisting upward of those thin cheeks, and then the smile. As he looked down at me and caressed the hair just behind my right ear, Father simply said, "Come with me." After having this confirmation of my strong propensity for magic, he began my training, and for the next years I studied his notes relentlessly. The day Father made his journey to rest with our ancestors, he left me his prized possession, his spell book. To my surprise, the thick, heavy book full of pages was entirely blank. I then recalled my father's last words to me. He said to control magic responsibly, you must become one with magic, so it can become one with you in perfect harmony. Like the greatest of musical pieces, every facet must work as one to achieve excellence. Knowledge alone is not enough, my dear. It would take understanding with insight and experience to wield magic to perfection. Only then can you see what's truly in the spell book. As I pondered Father's words, cleared my mind, and began to focus, writing started to appear in the spell book. The words, "find familiar," became clear. Then all of a sudden, my old childhood friend Kaya, who I had not seen in ages, said, "Hello, Alara." Thus began my journey to continue Father's work, to unlock and discover magic all across our world, and to leave a legacy for the next generation to follow.
Figure out what's causing it.
Do you want me to time it?
You're only gone for a little bit though, so
yeah,
it should be okay.
You get gone for like, I don't know, less than 30 seconds every time.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring us live again, just so you guys are aware.
Say Chris.
Through my phone. Not my phone, my pin.
I noticed when you
God,
switched back to
no.
your computer, I was like, ah, new angle.
Yeah. Oh my god, thank god. It was a good thing. My phone only had like 6% battery left.
Oh, good save.
Yeah, so we were flirting with trouble there.
Ooh. I should plug mine in too. Thanks for the reminder.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my friend even texted me. He was like, "Oh, just so you know, there's no audio on this stream." I was like, "Fuck." Thanks, Scott, if you're still there.
No.
Probably not though.
I never messaged Kid back, so I didn't know if it, like.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, I'll tell him.
Maybe that's why we don't have
if
any
it worked.
viewers. Maybe the sound doesn't work
He just-
till an hour
you can't
into
ever
the.
hear us?
Yeah. Damn.
Maybe we should have.
It's
like,
hard.
a
It's hard to
stream
check
button.
too, because like if I like unmute my Twitch, then I'll get like a loop of like sounds,
Us?
you know.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we should like before we go live, like I'll pop over to Twitch, mute the chat, and you guys talk, and I'll see if I can hear everyone.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be
Just,
good.
like,
I know
have
I've
one of us
asked
have one.
that in the past, but I feel annoying asking you guys to do that every time.
No, you should
But-
because we forget.
I
would be happy to.
Oh, thanks. Anyway, do we have Justin and Jeff back?
I'm back.
Yep, I'm back.
Okay, cool. Alright, so let's jump back into it then. So we had Sinclair and Mira coming up on the town, approaching the village. We had the rest of the group just getting ready to enter the inn, putting their carriage away after having met Polly Malone. So I guess let's go to Carmen and Mira. Carmen, your first day back in your hometown in a while. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna point at the inn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say, okay, I'll get y'all settled in there real quick, and then I gotta head home and see what's what.
And do you need any company, or is this a visit you'd rather undertake alone?
I guess you can come with. I don't know what's happening. I mean, they're probably not having a town meeting or anything like that. It should be fine. But
Little on edge about being on our own, so I'd rather you not go places by yourself if we could.
fair's fair. I mean, to be even more fair, there's a building in town that walk. If that gives you a good idea of the demographic of the above average citizen. But yeah, let's head to the inn.
Okay, so Vice Harden first. Alright, well, first the rest of you guys, you pull around to the back where Paulie told you to go. And there are, like, these two, like, barn doors, almost. As you pull the wagon there is another gnome there to open the doors up for you. And as they open up, the inside looks much larger than it appears on the outside. It's like this wide open stable with a decent amount of space. Looks pretty nice. Each horse has its own kind of stable, you know. It's all spread out, and there's like a stable hand there to take snow, and he looks at Boko. He's like, oh, we don't usually take these. And then you hear a voice say, nonsense, nonsense! And you see nearby a scruff-looking man with a greenish hue to his skin. He's wearing like a low-cut, like V-neck shirt, with just like, you know, like a string going across, like a pirate shirt, a sailor shirt almost. A bunch of chest hair coming out, really muscular guy. He's got a scar across his right eye. You can see like hints of what might be like some tusks. And he's got like a slicked back, black hair. Hard to tell his age. He looks older, but you know, he definitely keeps up appearances. And he walks up to you guys and he says, well, allow me to welcome you to the Weisshart Inn. It is a pleasure.
You broke Harley.
My name is Baldric. Well, what's his name? Yeah, Baldric. Pleasure to meet you, ladies. And he bows. Oh, and
No, wait,
sir, sorry,
I
I didn't see you there. Looking to you, Abner.
Shit. No, Juliana would laugh.
And marvelous creature you have here. And he starts petting Boko. Boko goes to bite him. He goes, oh, now.
Go.
I can't.
That's a good giant bird.
He's looking at you, Mira, and he says, my, and what brings a beautiful specimen of the deep such as yourself to our small village?
Am I just like outside? Like I'm almost imagining I'm like kicking the
they're
dust
like
off
they're
my
like in the
boots and he can't
stables
see
right
me.
now.
Oh, did we meet up?
I assume you guys. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I kind of got this mixed up. So we'll say, that you guys dropped off the carriage and followed Baldric into. He invited you into the tap room where he was hitting on Mira, and you guys meet him in there. But the tap room itself, as you guys... So when you go in from the front door, and I can actually just move you over, and I'm going to try and I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try and use the dynamic lighting here. I haven't really been doing it much.
I pulled myself together for the most part.
Okay, that's good.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No. I know, I'm hilarious.
Yeah,
You are.
it's fantastic. I haven't laughed that hard in a while.
I have too many tokens on different pages. I lost track of them.
If we're all heading inside and we just expedited that part, I would offer my assistance for Alara to off the back if she decided to.
Yeah, once you stable the wagon, obviously, Alara would interrupt your trance. I don't know if Alara has been aware or if she's like just kind of meditating or what. But you do find yourself in this new setting. And I have 2 Abners and no Lara. Yeah, so for Mira and Sinclair, anyway, at least, there was like this nice, like almost marble like entryway with these like golden statues flanking either side as you enter the front door. And you guys are in the bottom left. I'm trying to give you vision. I don't know if you could see it.
All I got is a black screen and my token.
Okay.
Oh, you have your token. I don't have my token. There's a black screen.
How about now?
Can you hear the cat in the background?
I can see the entryway, and
Okay.
I can see Mira.
I can see Sinclair.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you guys enter.
So it doesn't matter.
And you can just proceed. Are you able to move yourself up through the doorway here? Try that.
I
See if it
cannot
works.
see the doorway. I
Yep.
can move myself.
Mira, go one space.
Hey.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice.
So, the tap room, again, is this round room. There's a bunch of tables everywhere. It appears to be like the bar is in the middle of the tap room itself. You first thing you notice is a tray just flying through the air, whizzes right past your face, Mira. It has a bunch of drinks on it, and it lands at a table with a man and a woman. And then the tray flies back to the bar, and then you see Baldric, who I described earlier, and he says, welcome to the Weishart Inn. And then he says what he said before.
I see what you mean.
I still gotta narrow down his voice, but and when he sees you, Carmen, he says, "Oh, Carmen, you doll, come here, you!" And he goes and runs over and gives you a hug and a kiss on both cheeks. He says, "My, you've grown. How long has it been?"
It's been a year. I mean, I put on a little bit of height, and I lightly tap my horn. I put on a bit of a height up there, but...
Oh, yes, I could tell. Ha ha ha. He kind of ruffles up your horns a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he leans in and he's like, "And your friend, is she seeing anyone?"
He is married.
Ah. Well, you know what they say. Just because the field is tilled does not mean there cannot still be a harvest next season, you know?
He's also meaner than you.
Oh, impossible. And a voice from the other side of the bar room where you guys are coming up the stairs from is like, "Hey, boss, we've got some more guests." And then you guys see Alara and Abner and Juliana all enter.
Before he says anything, I say those three aren't married.
He goes right over and says, "Oh well, hello, ladies and monsieur," to you, Abner, and he bows. It was Baldric Weishart, at your service.
How's it going, ballsack?
Oh, well, I can show you later, but it is going quite all right, I assure you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Oh.
A little curtsy. And I'm gonna chuckle at Ballsack, honestly, yeah.
Yes, they teased me as a child. But, Carmen, I did not know you were bringing all of your friends here. I would have made more preparations.
We just came into town. I mean, honestly, it's been a rough day. Didn't get a chance to give people a heads up.
Oh, a rough day. Well, perhaps I can interest you in some beverages? Perhaps some food? Perhaps some lodging? I thought you would be with, my daughter also. She stopped in a few days ago, and I haven't seen her since. She's not, with you?
Rosalind? No, I mean, I've been hearing about her. She took some... Look, there's some, like, mega fucked stuff that she brought into the Goblin Enclave. I don't know. She's into something.
Oh, yes, you could see, he's just, like, staring at Mira's rack as you're describing this to him.
I'm gonna stand in front of him and I'm gonna say, do you want me to tell Mr. Rodrix why his son's scales are more copper?
That will not be necessary. But Rosalind, of course, has always had the adventuring spirits. I'm sure she will be okay. She mentioned something about going to the mountains south of here several days ago. And she has been away for longer. But I just thought you might know where she is. No? Kind of nudges your shoulder a little bit.
Rosalind, not that anyone can tell, rolls her eyes at him. And then says, is her sister in town too, Ori, or is it just her, do you know?
Oh no, Ori has been away for quite some time. We're not on the best terms, unfortunately, but she'll come around, daughters and their phases.
She is the youngest of us, I guess. Okay, well, if you can get them set up in a room, or a couple of rooms.
Oh, what? No drinks first? You must have my famous Weiss beer. It's made from oranges directly from my home. I've grown them myself. Tell me, dear, he looks to you, Abner, says, you would like to try one of these beautiful round oranges, no?
Those came out of the ground in about 20 seconds. It's not natural. I'll stick to brewed and fermented alcohol.
Very well. And he snaps his fingers, and a tray of ales slides on over across the bar in front of you guys. He says, please, the first one is on the house.
Every time that Abner sees a new form of magic, he just rolls his eyes and sighs.
This guy.
Of what? You are not impressed with my magic? The customers seem to enjoy, no?
Well, there's using magic, and then there's just flaunting, doing stupid things with magic.
There's like some lady kind of slouched over at the bar, just like drinking like a whiskey or something by herself. She kind of laughs. He says, she's like, Baldric, you do the same routine with every new person that comes in here. Give it a rest. He's like, oh, she jokes. But,
Check.
I shake my head and say, she's not joking. He's mouthing bit behind him.
You can do an insight check, but
This is the dumbest use of this.
it probably
ever,
won't
but I
take a lot.
Oh my god.
25.
He's talking out his ass.
I knew it.
But he says, well, if you need lodging, of course, only the best for you and your friends, Sinclair. I can procure one of our luxury rooms, perhaps one for each of you, if you'd like. Or, if you're interested in some magic, I don't do this for just any of my customers, but if you have the coin for it, I could open up one of my interplanar in rooms if you're interested. Only 50 gold a pop. Tell me, young man, and he puts an arm around you, Abner. Have you ever wanted to sleep in a beachside cabana? Beautiful women feeding you grapes? What about a serene lakeside cabin? All the fish you could ever dream of? Or perhaps you are a simpler man and merely like to enjoy a luxurious golden bathtub with all the finest foods and ale you could ever dream of. I can snap it up for you like that. It is tempting, no? No?
He just kind of looks like around, just like kind of out of his element. Anything without water, I guess.
I'll let you think about it. And what of you, young lady? Looks to you, Juliana. You seem like a young woman of sophisticated tastes. Of course, my bedchamber has plenty of space as well, and that comes free of charge.
Oh, well, I think I'll have to pass on that. I appreciate the offer, but... No.
No?
No.
No, magical
No.
rooms? So, that's alright.
I think, do you have a room by the trees, by chance?
Oh, yes, of course. You saw from outside, yes? Yes, the Druid's Grove, one of our luxury rooms. The way it works here, we have simple rooms, so just one golden night. We have luxury rooms, with some of the more wealthy folk in town often stay in those, and those are they have magic properties and some magic items in them, but the space itself is still very, very tangible and physical and real. However, for my highest paying customers, I can offer the interplanar rooms for 50 gold a night and wisp you away to your own private demiplane just for you and anything you can imagine.
Abner's just gonna whisper, Harley's really not going for this guy. He's got much better game than the thief guy.
Juliana is in a shit mood. She doesn't want to play this game right now.
He kind of sees you like whisper something, Abner, and he's like waiting for you guys to respond, and he's just kind of like flexing on the bar, and he's like,
Sweet Jesus.
"What? You like what you see?"
You know, I gotta say, at least Vice like murdered that spider. Do you remember, like, dagger straight to the face? Like,
Is that what does it for you?
it was just a little more, dirty.
Ah.
This feels slimy, but like in a bad way.
In a bad way.
Yeah, not like Jello, but like Jello doesn't exist. It could. I don't know. Fuck it.
He looks
Carmen
to you. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Carmen is now just deeply concerned about everyone else's romantic habits. She was dating her childhood sweetheart.
Says, look, if the interplanar rooms are out of your budget, your price range, I understand. Our luxury rooms are still very nice, though. We have bathtubs with the finest medicinal healing waters, blessed by Sister Molly Sinclair herself, no, I'm sorry. I should have said Father Rowan himself, who still works at the temple. Did I get that right? Nice. We have the Druid's Grove, we call it. That is the forest room that you mentioned prior, young lady. We have a marvelous study, a room filled with books and lanterns and all the writing implements you could ever want or need. We do have some, simple beds with straw mattresses and straw pillows and all the comforts of home that some weary travelers tend to enjoy.
No, I absolutely want an interplanar room, but I want it to be completely underwater.
Haha, finally a woman of taste. Completely underwater. Okay, he starts writing this down. Completely, yes. What else?
Very nice, because I'm tired and I've had a very long day.
I'm thinking I pictured a clamshell bed? Yes?
Sure, yeah. Why not? Let's just go with this whole theme.
Okay, marvelous.
You pearl.
Seahorse servants to cater to your every desire? Food and drink?
The irony amuses me, so yes.
Okay, marvelous. And I'll throw in some, decor here and there, whatever you see fit. If there are any other special requests, please let me know. Is there a certain nitrate level or that you want in your water? pH level, perhaps? Just regular ocean water? Is that
regular ocean water?
Very well.
Your mole ratio to be of salt to water?
Well, that'll be 50 goals. I can have some of my finest sorcerer apprentices start on it right away.
Alright, and I will slap down 50 gold.
Marvelous, thank you kindly, dear. He kind of starts playing with the coins.
Try sneaking in my pocket.
Wait, no, you've got the cloak. The mantle cloak. So, I guess that doesn't matter.
Oh no, man, I can already breathe underwater.
I know. But we just have it in the bag of holding, so no one can get to you.
No.
I am gonna say, hey, just I'll come back later, and I start to walk out to go to my parents.
Okay.
Wait, what are you here? Like you're like right in the spot?
I mean, I could also. I'm like walking out. I could also just.
Where are you going, man?
I gotta go talk to my mom and pa.
Okay, well, tell them we say hi.
I'll introduce you later. Don't worries.
Be safe. Be safe. Be safe.
Look, and like I turn around as I'm like walking out backwards. If I die in my hometown, I deserve it.
Let's not have anybody else die today. I can't do that again.
Why would you speak that into existence? Why would you do that?
Why would you say that?
You be safe.
I feel like me retreating through the entrance.
So that's one room, and for the fiery-haired lad over here, what'll it be? Magic room, simple room?
Don't have any money.
Common room it is.
Abner.
That'll just be 1 gold.
Abner, what do you want? I'll get you something. You bought the house.
You did buy the house.
Well, then give me one of them magic rooms with bed, beer,
Write this down.
and
Bed, beer? I mean, we have that in the common room. You don't need to spend 50 gold.
I mean, I think he wants, like, describe exactly what kind of, like, how do you want your beer to taste? What kind of mug do you want? You know, just...
it's beer.
Okay, straight beer.
And give me, well, I guess you've probably been around a bunch of women. Just give me a couple of them. Dealer's choice.
Marvelous, marvelous. That can be arranged. And as for the lodgings, I like something simple. Are we thinking of a log cabin, perhaps some marvelous stonework, or something more fancy, more regal, or something
a nice
more...
carved bedpost, maybe?
Okay. Not underwater, I'm assuming. Ha ha ha.
He just kind of shrugs and goes, whatever. Beer and women's good for me.
Yeah, make the bed bigger than you normally would for a halfling to accommodate the women.
Oh yes, of course. And are we just talking about halfling women, or all shapes and sizes? Yeah, you know what? Don't answer that question. It's another question. And for you, young lady, looking to you, Juliana.
I'll look at Alara and bath, books, or breeze. I needed to make it alliterate. I needed that.
Alliteration. But, yeah, it's consonants if they're consonant.
He looks to you, Alara, and he's like, well, if you can't decide, I always enjoy the company of a strong, silent woman by my bedside. I'm sorry, Jeff.
No.
As Alara has her head in one hand, she takes the mug of ale and slowly begins to pour it out onto the floor. And as she sternly puts it back on the table, she just simply says, a nice, quiet room, alone, with no disturbances.
Yes, that can be arranged. Just 50 golds. And for you?
The Druid's Grove, please.
Oh, marvelous. That's only 10 gold.
Sweet. How much do I owe for Abner's?
Abner's was 50, yeah.
Plus the women? Alright, sweet Jesus. I have 60 gold, guys.
Doesn't count if they're magic.
I have gems. Got like 250 gold for a gem. Okay.
So Baldric is like, make yourselves comfortable. Please, food and drink is all included for guests of your caliber, of course. And your rooms should be ready within the hour. And I will have someone show them to you once they're ready. And if you need anything, just holler. He winks at you, Mira, before he turns around. I just said he winks at you. What'd you say, Abner?
I said now that he knows drinks around the house, he's gonna get sloshed.
Nice.
Just like chugging beer after beer as quickly as they can come.
Rough day.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, start getting some beers. The Weiss beer is pretty good, Abner. You actually kind of like it. There is like a slight orangey taste to it. But yeah, it just tastes like, a Weiss beer, if you ever had one of those.
Yeah.
I totally thought you were talking about like a shock top.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
You like the pun I was going for there? Weiss beer. I tried.
Beautiful.
How about the rest of you guys? What are you doing?
I am getting absolutely fucking smashed with Abner.
Nice.
Jesus. I'm gonna start peeling one of my oranges and separating the pieces, but like make like a nice peel. And like, you know, separate the pieces and pull off all the little white gunk that's always on oranges and no one really likes, but some people tolerate. And separate it into a little orange flower and kind of slide it in front of Alara, or next to her if she's still standing. And then I'm gonna probably start peeling another one.
Well, what's Alara doing?
Well, she'll probably just find a table to sit down at and just lay her head down.
Peel another orange.
I just imagine like Abner and Mira like getting drunk, then start playing Never Have I Ever.
Oh man, yeah.
Jesus. Why must you tempt me with things that would be so fun?
Song play too?
Of course you can play song. It's a fun game. Alright. Never have I ever worked a day in the
Takes a drink.
Well, song, have you? Like,
the
we're
field?
into it now.
No.
Yeah.
The song takes a sip of beer, I
This is
guess,
the
if
rest
you
of
let
the
her have
session.
it.
You know, Abner, you might have to make Song a little tiny beer mug. One of these days.
Still working on the mask. Jeez.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, I just, you know, it was a thought that just literally just crossed my mind.
Well, hopefully you won't be
Like
around
that.
that long.
Oh, not nice.
You know,
She's
can I-
mine now.
Never has Song ever brought anyone back to life.
Oh, rude. She'll knock him one back.
Are you kicking at my door right now for real? Fucking cat. You know, I think. Can I? Let me get one of those too, and I'll order myself a beer,
Okay, that flies over.
Play.
and I'm gonna play.
Joining us. Alright. Never have I ever slept with a man.
I'll drink.
I'm not drinking for that one.
Yeah, it was pointed strictly at Juliana.
Okay, that would. You
Get
know
her up
what?
the bar.
How about? Never have I ever held a pitchfork.
Chug.
It's a trident.
As he waves
Doesn't
the trident
count.
around.
I know.
Song takes a drink.
That one was specifically directed at Abner.
You guys notice Song there, just take a sip of the little drink that you gave her at the pitchfork comment.
She's just got a little straw. She's just sipping out of your beer. Mira.
This is how the game it really is. Never have I ever lived in a large city.
I'll drink to that. Hold on. Wait a
Song
minute.
takes
I'm
a sip.
playing this game for real.
Song is like, Alara played too. Alara live in
Are you
large
down
city?
to play, Laura?
Fire begins to glow in her hand. She doesn't even raise her head.
Song's
Alara
like,
wants some
I
alone
guess
time.
not.
Yeah, but we'll leave you to it, dear. Alright,
Good thing fire
it's my
no
turn.
hurt
Song, you go.
Never have I ever killed a person. No, that's a lie.
Everybody drinks.
Everybody drink.
Hold on. I'm sorry. What are y'all doing?
While Julian's doing that, so Carmen, you left. Where are you going while they're doing this?
I'm headed directly to the what time of day? We're getting into evening dinner time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then I'm just gonna go straight to the orphanage.
Okay. Sure. So you do so. You walk over across town, which isn't very far. But yeah, the orphanage is pretty much just how you remember it. Excuse me. It's like an old kind of wooden building. It's had a few repairs, it seems like, since you've last been here. But it's really simple, especially compared to the contrast of the Weishart Inn. It's like one story, but multiple rooms. And you see like some toys, like a wooden horse, like a bouncy ball and things, kind of like left outside on the ground. And one of the windows is open a crack, and you hear the shouting of some children from the inside. Do you go in?
Yeah, I actually wham on the door, like, just wham, open it up and say, "Little demons, I'm back!"
You hear a bunch of simultaneous screams as, how many? Like 15 or something, right? Like...
No, there's 15 people total in the household.
Okay.
But there's only I think there's about 6 kids who are younger.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so we'll say 6 little kids. They all scream and rush towards the door, and you start hearing shouts of, "Carmen! Carmen's home! Carmen!" And they all run and go and hug you. You see, all your little siblings that you missed. Maddie, looks up at you, hugging your leg. She goes, "Carmen, I missed you."
"I missed you too, little monster."
Says, "Where have you been? You have to tell us about all your adventures. How was the pilgrimage?"
Just picture her kind of waddling along with 2 kids wrapped around her legs.
Then you hear yeah, it's literally like that. And then you hear a deeper voice, "Yes, how was the pilgrimage?" And the sound of hands being cleaned, and you see none other than your father, Rowan. Still wearing those, sort of casual priest tunics. The religion of knaves never really been ostentatious or fancy, so he's dressed in this simple garb. He has a soft smile on his face, and he says, "Carmen, it's good to have you home." And then he goes to give you a hug. He says, "Ma, you've gotten big. How long has it been now? Almost a year?"
Just a bit under, yeah. Nice to see you again, Papa.
"Oh, nice to see you, dear." And he gives you a kiss on the cheek. It pains me to see you're still carrying these things around, huh? And he gestures to the giant battle axe on your back.
Well, it's part of the job.
The job I thought we talked about you were not going to get involved with.
Yeah, it's cute that you guys can tell stories about saving damsels in distress, I'm saying slightly louder to the kids, and fighting evil dragons, to the other side of the kids, and then looking at him. It's funny that you guys can tell us stories like that and not expect us to go hunting for it.
Maddie's like, "Yeah, dragons!" And all the kids are like, "You have to tell us your stories of what you fought, Sinclair." And then your dad just kind of gives you a glance. He's like, "Now, your mother and I never wanted that for you, though. Well, your mother maybe, but we had some difficult battles in our past, but it was my hope that you would not be exposed to that life, and you would walk a path of peace like your father had. But I see that as not the case, but what can you do? We all have our paths in life that Knave chooses for us. Yeah, you always did take more to your mother.
I snort as I'm like picking up the kids underneath each arm. So there's like 4 of them all together. And then I say, "Hey, me and the big man have got to have a quick conversation with my mom, or with mommy. Could y'all skedaddle? I've got some outsiders who are at the inn. Maybe you guys can like leave them a surprise inside their cart, something nice, you know." The cart's... Oh, just a heads up, the cart has a giant dragon head on the front of it. Don't do anything mean, okay? They've all had kind of a rough time, so do something nice for them.
Like, whoa, come on, let's go check it out.
I drop all the older kids.
And like, most of them run outside. And then your dad's like, "Oh, don't tell me you brought adventurers here with you, did you? You're gonna expose your siblings to that?"
I left them at the inn, alright?
I suppose. I'm sorry, I shouldn't bring up past feelings. I really am just happy to see you safe and well, and it's good to have you home. You have to tell me everything about your pilgrimage, how everything went. Where's your mask? Why aren't you wearing it?
That's why I sent the kids out. This isn't for little ears. And I fill him in on...
He's like, well, your mother should be home any moment.
Oh.
Should we wait for her?
I get ready to fill him in, and then I'm like, hang on, where's Mom?
And then a few moments pass. He says, "Oh, well, it's almost dinner time. She should be home any minute. I was just preparing some cabbage for dinner again. Cabbage and oranges, our favorite. But oh, that's her now." And then you hear the door, and you see none other than your mother, Molly Sinclair, the red-skinned tiefling, beautiful as always, just as you remember her. Not in her full like armor, or like you are, or you might still be, but still wearing like her vestments. She probably just came from the temple. Has like the symbol of Knave on it, the scale, and then the eye. And she walks in, and she's holding like a stack of books, and she drops them as soon as she sees you. She goes, "Oh, Carmen, my dear, you've come home!" She runs and hugs you, gives you a kiss. She's like, "Oh, it's so good to see you. I was so worried about you."
I give her a real tight hug back. I'm like, "Mom, how's the leg? Are you guys doing okay?"
"Oh, yes, it's fine. It's fine. Don't you worry about me. Your godfather has been keeping me busy over at the temple, and well, of course, we have a handful, 15 handfuls to be exact, to keep us occupied. So, things are good. But more importantly, how have you been? You look hurt. You look at this dirt. There's dirt all over you. Is that a new scar?" She's kind of like touching your face everywhere.
Yeah, that's part of the... Look, I don't want to say this in front of the kids. I can wait until after dinner if that works for you. We can like fast travel time, I guess.
Yeah, sure. We could just say you catch them up on everything.
Yeah, basically explaining. Yeah, right out of the gate. Carmichael did not tell me it was gonna be as bad as it was. He said that it's a milk run is what he was putting on. But I almost died at this point, and then I almost died at this point. Then I almost died at this point, and a dog bit my throat apart. That sucked. And then just filled him in on the whole disaster. Mentioned that magic is seeming to fall apart, and we have concern, and that I got vision, and now I don't know what to do because Gam Gam is being held by demon hunters, orc demon hunters, at our first temple. That's the end of the story.
Yeah. So on your first mention of Graham, I assume you told them about Rook and everything.
Yeah, that I sent in a letter way back when
right.
they.
Yeah. But oh, she's gone.
Oh wait, no. See, that was like 5 seconds. All right, 10:57. I'm clocking these. Remember? I think there's a pattern.
Yeah, no, that wasn't bad. But when Rowan hears about your grandmother, you can start to see him get upset, and he's like, he says to your mom, I thought we told her to leave Carmen alone. I don't want to see her hurt. I don't want to see her involved in those things. I can't sit here and listen to her. She'll just upset me. And then he gets up and leaves. And your mom is like, but that's... I was meaning to ask, have you heard from your grandmother since we last spoke in the letter? I haven't heard from her, and I'm worried something's wrong.
Well, when I used the magic that I got from her, there's horrible screaming. So that's the last time I actually spoke with her was through... There's this imp, she's like following my other friends around, named Song.
Oh, Song! Song is with you? Oh, that's great. That's good.
Yeah. She's Grandma's been talking through her, like, once, and apparently it tried to happen again, but Song was not at...
She kind of leans forward and she's like, so Grandma spoke through Song. So it worked. She's like, it worked! That's amazing. That's marvelous. And what did she say?
Well, we made a deal. If I free her, she'll bring back my friend's corpse that she stole.
This Rook fellow, right?
Yeah.
I should have wrote to you, dear. I've just been so busy, but I had sent Song to keep tabs on your grandmother. I know she's been getting into some mischief lately, and well, your father was worried about you, and I wanted to make sure she wasn't getting you involved in anything too dangerous, but it's a good thing I did, I think. It seems like... Oh, God, what has she gotten herself into now? I don't know. This isn't our fight. You should let me go. You said she's being held in the first temple of Nave. I'll head there, and I'll free her.
Well, so the problem is I do have to go there, because there's this other thing, and I reach into my bag and hand her the mask and say, it's probably a good thing Dad wasn't here for this bit.
She kind of looks at the mask and she says, damned.
Nave...
She hands it back to you and she says, perhaps
Nave
this is part of your pilgrimage, after all. Part of your pilgrimage.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, we could use some help. But I should introduce you to my friends. They need to be here for any kind of planning, or at least advice. We got our asses kicked.
I'd very much like that. You didn't put them up in Baldrick's, did you? That old pervert. He's gonna... Oh gosh. They should have stayed here. There's plenty of room.
Look, one of them is bad with kids. One of them likes kids, but they seem to be afraid of him. And I'm not totally sure if Mira knows what to do with kids or not. I haven't seen her around kids very much, but I got the impression that she's not very good around them either. And Alara is a bit of a wild card. I've only seen about a couple of them around kids. But I thought maybe some peace and quiet would be good for them.
Says, yes, that's, maybe you're right. I would like to meet them, though. Whenever it's convenient for you guys.
Well, I've got to go to the funeral tomorrow. You could probably meet them at like breakfast time at the inn,
Right.
and you could probably scare Baldric straight for a little bit. That was an unintentional double entendre.
No worries, dear.
Yeah, I'm just basically like, you could probably scare Baldric into leaving him alone for a while.
He always buttons up every time I enter the inn. But, if you're headed to the first temple, I believe that's, where Rosalind said she was headed as well. She was in town 3 days ago. Have you spoken with her?
Everyone keeps asking that, but I only just got in town today. And it's not like she would use a spell slot for sending or anything.
She says, she kind of leans in, she says, keep this between us, but... Should I pull you into one-on-one for this? You guys won't metagame, right?
We don't metagame.
Cool, we've been like sidebarring Never Have I Ever as your friend.
She's like, keep this between us, but I think the Vice Heart's magic has been growing more unstable lately. Worse than before. In fact, I think Rosalind's business or whereabouts lately have been related to that, but I'm pretty sure that a demon was summoned in the Weishart Inn a 10-day ago and was let loose. I confronted Baldric about it, but he denied everything, of course. I mean, I'm sure it was an accident, but you know how their magic sometimes gets. I'm sure you remember when, who could forget when you and Rosalind had your first kiss out back, and then both your skin turned blue when you made contact the first time because of her magic. Oh, that was so cute. But it's not so cute when demons get summoned and unleashed into town. I hope, we
do not tell my friends that. Do not.
Oh, of course.
You just reminded me. I just realized. Talk about my baby pictures. That's fine. Baby
we have
pictures
plenty
are
of
totally
those.
fine.
Yes.
Yeah, brag about my siblings. Just don't mention that time where we got turned blue for a full frickin' week.
Of course.
A week, Mom. A week before someone was willing to cast Proof Curse. Come on.
Yeah, that was a rough time. But anyways,
Should I roll an insight check to see how funny she still thinks it is?
Go for it.
I'm so good at insight checks. I'm amazing at them.
You speak that into existence.
I took, proficiency in first exercise. Oh God.
Yeah.
The contrast.
A natural 1 for anyone who might be wondering.
Yeah, your mom is already a tough person to read sometimes. She's got that high charisma, but yeah, you have no idea. You're starting to think, wait, did that even happen? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, she says, I noticed that shield looks to be new. It's marvelous. It actually reminds me of something I read in an old tome at the temple the other day. Where'd you get it? Oh, this was the one that spontaneously appeared at the temple in Ravenna?
Yeah. Right after my vision, it was just sitting there in front of me.
Interesting. You should show that to Carmichael. I'm sure he'd love to take a look.
Yeah, I guess he might even know about it. This is right up his kind of alley, isn't it, I guess?
Yeah, and the old kook wants to see you. It'll be good for him. I've been going crazy with just me and him in that temple these past few months.
Yeah. Oh, before I forget, one of my friends can cast this spell that, like, I don't know, infuses the ground with natural energy or something. I don't know. When she did it, all of the crops started growing at this one place where it was totally dead. And
Really?
it lasts for a whole year. So I asked her if she'd be willing to drop it on us at some point, and she said she's willing.
Oh, that would be marvelous. Things have only gotten worse since you left. I mean, the droughts and the famines haven't improved. A crier happened to pass through town several moons ago as well, and mentioned that similar things are even beginning to take place in the north now, which is a bit unsettling. I heard a band of hobgoblins was moving north to try and escape the drought. I hope you guys didn't run into them.
We got our. I mean, so first we kicked a whole war band's asses. All right, we kicked their asses hard, and then they kicked our asses a few hours later.
Well, all that means is you'll have to kick their asses back to get even.
Yeah, right? And, but we're having a minor disagreement over our next steps.
You hear a voice in the other room, like, I don't like that talk! It's your dad.
I just kind of, like, gesture at the door. I'm like, you're the one who taught me. Man. Not my fault you weren't paying attention to little ears. That was all muttered, by the way. It was like, not my fault you weren't paying attention to little ears. Just because, yeah.
Yeah, fortunately we haven't, we're off the beaten trail enough where no goblins have passed through or anything, but we have had some incidents with sea monsters crawling their way onto shore and not approaching the town, just the outskirts. Baldric and I took a little excursion 10 days ago, and we fought off some of these sea creatures. He called them Sawhagen. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Horrible things. Vile. Ugh. Make my skin crawl.
I'm not even gonna bother to roll. She doesn't know. Not within one. Yeah, I think I just eat dinner, fill in my family.
Yeah. She's like, but anyways, look what a wonderful young woman you're becoming, Carmen. And you guys, have a nice evening together, the rest of your family. Are you staying here for the evening, or did you want to do anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Carmen, I mean, I imagine she's got, like, a bed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably, she's sharing a room with all of the other girls.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's flashback over then to the inn. Everyone's everyone except Alara is pretty drunk at this point.
All 5 oranges are peeled and arranged in a flower in around Alara, if she so decides to have them. If she burns them to a crisp, she burns them to a crisp. But they're there. I'm trying to respect the need for silence and space, while still trying to provide a little bit of comfort.
Your blood sugar
I'm sloshed. I am wasted. I was originally trying not to, but Juliana has a binge drinking Juliana has a binge drinking problem. I'm good for a while, and then I just get way too drunk. Every 2 weeks or something.
Does Alara, is she gonna eat any of the oranges, or is she just still with her head down?
Just still with her head down.
Okay. You do feel a tap on your shoulder. Several moments later, Alara. If you look up, I don't know if you ignore it or not.
After a while, she'll look up.
Okay. Another tap. And you see standing over you a grandfather clock. And it moves. It appears like there are like wooden appendages that resemble limbs. And on the end of one of them is a large key. It's like a big silver key. Just one. And this clock hands you the key. And gestures for you to follow it to the second floor of the inn.
She'll take the key and she'll look back towards her friends and just give them a slight half wave and stumble towards the clock, towards the room.
Baldric kind of shouts over, your rooms will be ready soon for the rest of you. Your requests were a little more involved. You kind of follow the staircase up. There is another level to the bar. There's a bunch of chairs kind of like overlooking, like in a circular like balcony with an open ceiling, kind of overlooking the bottom level, but there's more tables and more people kind of mingling, but it's not as crowded. And up another floor is just a long straight hallway. And you're beginning to notice even more so that the interior does not match the outside of this place at all. But you begin to walk down this long hallway. You pass by, maybe a dozen doors or so. And there is one on the left. They all look identical. Just a regular wooden door with a big keyhole. And the clock just sort of gestures.
She'll stick the key in and open the door.
Okay. So when you go in, it is a pretty nice room. It has this cobblestone flooring. There's a simple fireplace going, so it's nice and warm in here. There's a small wooden table with a nice spread of you think you can see like some quail, some other foods. There's like a pitcher of wine there. It seems like there is a desk with some writing instruments, as well as some books on it as well. There's a 4-post bed that looks, just immaculately kept. Looks like the fluffiest pillows you've ever seen. But other than that, it's pretty plain, and it's pretty quiet. And then the clock, its like chest piece kind of opens up, and it says, Master Baldric put extra privacy protections in place for this room, as requested, Master Lara. The door will be... Well, the door, you can choose to have the door be invisible from the outside, if you so wish. And you will not be disturbed until you wish. If there is anything at all that need for your liking, simply write it down in one of those notebooks, and most items will appear in the room, at least for the evening. If you would like to extend your stay, simply leave 50 gold on the table.
She will nod and then close the door.
Okay. Clock leaves.
And as she's in there, she will make the door invisible to the outside. She will use a first spell slot. She will cast Alarm.
Okay.
And then she's going to use a second spell slot, and she's going to cast Arcane Lock on the door as well.
Okay.
Then she's going to take the pillows off of the bed and put them on the floor, and she's going to sit down and meditate for a while.
Okay.
Ain't nobody getting in.
So the rest of you, still, drinking. Rooms are almost ready, but is there anything you wanted to do before getting an evening's rest?
Yes.
Oh god.
Go for it.
At this point, we're all very drunk, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Never have I ever brought someone back to life.
That one's already been done, but I
Do it
will drink
again! Do it again!
Juliana copy song!
Mira. Yeah, you get a drink for that.
Okay.
You drink
but,
too.
Like, Mira, let's just.
But
You
seriously, guys.
Alara
Seriously.
died. Seriously.
Seriously.
Yes.
And.
Did you guys see a clock walk around?
What?
No.
There's this clock.
There was.
Dog?
I swear, I mean, there was like a pillar over there and then a pillar over there, but like. No face.
Alara just went. Seriously, was led by a clock to that hallway.
She.
Hey,
She didn't take any oranges.
Time was literally on her side.
Guys, wait a minute. Alara died today.
Yeah.
That's why we're drinking. Don't bring the table down.
No, it's like I need to talk about this. It's that time.
That's what the drink's for.
That's-
Kill the brain
talking-
cells.
I'm not.
Wipe that.
You
from-
like Mira, you saved her. And I don't know how I can ever repay you for that.
I'm almost worried I'm not supposed to do that.
It'll be fine.
I mean,
You don't have damned written on your forehead, so I think we're good.
No, not yet. I'm so new
low
at
blow,
this.
man.
Low blow.
Well,
what's wrong with being damned?
Nothing. I mean, a lot. But like,
It's not normal for people on this plane to be dead.
Some of
not
us.
normal to bring people back to life.
No,
But,
no,
like-
it is not.
But, I mean, that was, like, despite that you may think you're damned, that was a miracle. Oh my god. Guys. Miracle. Miracle. Is that your real name? Is your real name Miracle and you just shorten it to Mira? Is that what I
No.
just discovered?
No, my real
Abner,
name is
her name
Mirabella.
is Miracle.
Mira-
Wait, what?
Master Miracle.
No.
Yes.
No. No.
But seriously, guys, the clock. It was walking.
Time doesn't move like that.
So you guys,
How deep was that shit?
you guys, as the drinks keep coming, they're just coming on their own now. They start flying over to the table. As you finish a round, Abner, and you get your next one, tastes kind of funny. Tastes off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Like-
just power through it.
It tastes like milk,
Oh no!
but it looks like beer. But it tastes like milk.
Oh no!
We're all gonna throw up. Fuck.
Yeah, you want to just make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Everybody,
against
all of
poison?
us?
No, just Abner right now.
Is it against poison?
No.
Oh no.
Alcohol, so yes, it is. It's poison.
It's milk, man.
Yeah, it's milk.
It's taken forever for my character sheet to go up.
You're good.
There it goes.
Fermented.
Oh yeah, 22. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this
Hell yeah.
does taste kind of milky, and you just keep drinking.
A lot of froth on this baby.
Well, the next one's fine. Mira, your next drink actually smashes on the ground and the glass breaks. And Baldric's like, oh, sorry, terribly sorry. That usually doesn't happen. Then another one flies over.
Party foul.
Yeah.
Party
No, wait,
foul.
time out. Maybe, guys, maybe this is a sign.
A sign of
That-
what?
It's bedtime.
But they haven't got all rooms ready yet.
I'm pretty sure the sun isn't up.
Wait, is my room ready?
Baldric
How do
is
you know
like...
if your room is ready?
A clock comes to you.
It's like, oh, one of my servants would come, but
Are they
since
clocks?
Are they
you
all?
all are my new favorite customers, I have come myself to walk you to your rooms.
I want a clock.
Very well.
Wait, I want to walk with Mira.
I want to
Oh.
walk with Juliana.
I'm gonna, do the arm hook,
Yeah.
that you do as, like, drunk girls that are, like,
Yes.
going down the street. Yeah. It's very distinctive.
Baldric's
Oh, yeah.
like, Orlov, and then the clock starts to walk over. Show Master Abner to his room.
Apparently
Holy shit,
time
the
does
clock did
move
work.
like that.
Okay.
I mean, like, Mira, you're seeing this too, right? Like, this
I
is
think I am.
I think so. Can I touch the
Um,
clock?
Yeah, you can touch the clock. Mira, with your passive, you notice, even though you're pretty drunk, Baldric, his beard looks different than it did before.
I don't like that.
It actually looks like it's
Really?
moving.
And I will elbow Julie. Julie, look at his beard. Look at it.
What? Oh dear, this happens all the time. As you guys see the strands of hair on his beard turn into centipedes and crawl down his neck. Oh, this is nothing to worry about. Oh, don't worry. Orlov, why don't you show them all to their rooms? This sort of thing happens, you know. That magic, it's crazy. No one can predict it.
I've never had that problem.
Yeah.
You've never had a beard before.
And I'm not
Do you
about
have
to start. Do you? Does it crawl away?
I don't know. I've never had a beard before.
It is not a full beard, you're right.
No, that's fair, I guess. So,
But the clock has 3 keys on its appendage, one for each of you,
It's
and
a very bad idea. It's very unsettling.
gestures for you to follow him upstairs.
Alright.
Okay.
Joe's wearing all brown.
So the first, you guys, same as Laura, you go up to the 2nd floor, then to the long hallway, and then it stops 4 doors down on the right and offers a key to you, Abner.
Well, see you ladies later.
You actually go to grab the
Hi.
key, and the clock does not release it. And you see the clock face, the hands start to spin a little faster. And you think are just drunk at first, but they start to spin a little faster and faster, and you can tell something's definitely wrong, Abner, and you're trying to grab this key and you can't. Then with the other appendage, the clock punches you straight in the face. And we'll end there for tonight.
What? What? Alright, I have an idea.
I get
I want
sucker
to
punched
challenge Mira to
straight.
take one last shot of dream water.
Do it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, just so
Do it
you
next
can
time.
prepare for that, John.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
I was gonna let you know, but I want to do that.
All
We
right.
are
Cool.
pretty drunk at this point, and Mira has no self-control at that point either. Like, whatever,
Yeah.
it's just water.
Yeah, I mean, it's, the plan is to make sure you get in your room nice and safe, and watch after you get punched by a clock.
Yeah, this place
My room
was.
that is made entirely of water.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
place was fun
I'm
to
tempted-
think up.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Also,
almost
just
gonna
as
be
a
like-
disclaimer,
Okay.
I might have done the acting, but Amdra came up with Baldric Weishart as a character, so I can't take any responsibility for anything.
That was awesome.
That was great.
I like simultaneously love him and hate him. It's like
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
fantastic. He's an excellent character.
I just thought the idea of a sorcerer who keeps getting illegitimate children dropped off at his house because they start blowing things up with their mind was a funny concept.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Clock just punched Abner. What a way to end this.
Alright guys, well, thanks for watching on the stream. We'll end it here tonight, but take it easy, and we'll catch you next time.
I seriously
Peace out.
just waved.
Just waved. Here, this is for you.